Good evening, friends. Welcome and thank you for your valuable inputs. The latest news is that public have shown their wrath over the release of Nyay trailer after the film received a breather from Delhi HC. Fans attacked the IMDb rating of Nyay. Ahead of Sushant Singh Rajput's first death anniversary on June 14, the films based on his life came into the limelight recently with Delhi High Court dismissing the late actor's father K.K. Singh's petition against the ventures. While the makers of the movie initially planned to release the movie on Friday, they have just unveiled the trailer amid SSR fans venting their ire against the film on IMDb. Now, the Justice is filled with numerous references to details of so-called details of Sushant and his death, and the production value appears below par. While the teaser of the movie has focused on the protagonist played by Zubair Khan, Mahendra Singh's achievements as a star, his philanthropic side and love for family and friends, the trailer delves into his relationship and death. The death of a star is reported and visuals of a green cloth are shown. His father is played by veteran actor Asrani. He is shocked about reports that his positive thinking son should go into depression. His father alleges that Urvashi, a character loosely based on Riya Chakravarti, played by Shreya Shukla, is responsible for the death. He also alleges misappropriation of funds from his late son's account. Mahendra and Urvashi are then seen in a live-in relationship filled with moments of intimacy. However, after the protagonist's death, she gets killed by the police and she later reveals that he was mentally and physically ill. Then enters the chiefs of the three investigating agencies based on CBI, ED, and NCB, played by Sudha Chandran, Aman Verma, and Shakti Kapoor. Right from throwing water on the face, alleging consumption of drugs, to talking about deceit, murder, suicide, and a cover-up plot, there is intense grilling. As per reports, the makers will decide on the release date depending on the government guidelines regarding opening of theatres and the capacity being allowed, depending on what they should opt for an over-the-top release. Meanwhile, as mentioned, SSRians attacked the IMDb rating of Nyay. The Justice, they gave it the lowest rating, 1:10, resulting in the lowest 1 rating after over 650 persons rating it. Previously, the fans had also fumed when the posters and teaser had been released. So viewers, we can already see the emphasis on depression, the depression factor. They would have distorted all the facts to please their producers. And how do they decipher, what kind of a death he had? It's very strange that these people are allowed to make movies. But we should take a vow that we will not see this movie. Meanwhile, a non-entity, Aatish Taseer, seems to be rather agitated about the public uproar for justice for SSR. Aatish Taseer, son of the late Pakistani politician, accuses B.J.P of using SSR to silence Bollywood. He says the actor was mentally ill and a drug addict. Aatish Taseer declared that the actor ended his life in a suicide, which the B.J.P portrayed as a murder committed by the nepotistic and druggy elite of Bollywood. Even after years of ranting against the Modi government for taking away his OCI card, it seems like the frustration of Aatish Taseer has not come down one bit. In his latest attack on the Modi government, the son of a late Pakistani politician, Salman Taseer, Aatish Taseer has accused Prime Minister Modi of using the death of the late Bollywood actor Sushant Singh Rajput to attack the Bollywood fraternity. Aatish has come up with a bizarre piece accusing Modi and his government of using the unfortunate death of Bollywood actor Sushant to silence Bollywood. In his latest article, Taseer has written that the suicide, according to him, this is totally his words. Taseer has written that the suicide of Sushant Singh has given the government a new opportunity to silence Bollywood. According to him, Rajput had a history of mental illness and was struggling with substance abuse. His words are very similar to the tweets that Ekta Kapoor, Akshay Kumar, Dino Moria, and even Smriti Irani had tweeted earlier. But being intelligent, Smriti deleted her tweet and put a generic one after that. Now, this man Taseer claims that Sushant was not sober once in last 3 years. It's as though he was living with Sushant and he knew him like a brother. Taseer further terms it a suicide and says it was a tragedy and the Modi government used his death with the help of pliant press, which he refers to as Godi media, to put the entire movie industry on trial. In his piece, Aatish Taseer made imaginary claims of B.J.P using Sushant Singh's death as a narrative in 2020 Bihar legislative elections. Taseer declared that the actor ended his life in a suicide, which the B.J.P portrayed as a murder committed by the nepotistic and druggy elite of Bollywood. Rajput's picture appeared on posters with the words, "We haven't forgotten, we won't let them forget." His girlfriend Riya Chakravarti was thrown in jail on charges of abetting his suicide. Soon, the NCB raided her home and those of other major figures in the movie industry, ostensibly in search of drugs, but mainly to intimidate and sully reputations, wrote Aatish Taseer. Now you know which line he's going towards and which angle he's taking. Further, Taseer claimed that Modi used Rajput's suicide to exploit Bollywood's internal fissures and launch an outright culture war. One actor in particular who led the charge was Kangana Ranaut, said Taseer in his article. Essentially, he declared that SSR death was due to suicide and the BJP created a murder bogey ahead of the Bihar elections to seek political mileage out of his death. Moreover, as per Taseer, BJP also used the investigation into SSR's death as the opportunity to carry out raids against the Bollywood actors who are critical of the Modi government. However, in his eagerness to attack the Modi government, Aatish seems to have weaved another conspiracy theory around the unfortunate death of SSR. Friends, please note, in 2019, in an article in The Hindu, the Home Ministry said that Aatish had failed to disclose that his father, the former governor of Pakistan's Punjab, was of Pakistani origin and had only provided details of his mother, veteran Indian journalist Tavleen Singh. Aatish, who grew up in Delhi and studied at the Kodaikanal International School in Tamil Nadu, now lives in New York and has received a Person of Indian Origin card in 2000, a facility that provides a visa-free travel to India. He later converted it to an OCI card. In his application, he had referred to his mother as an Indian national and his father, Salman Taseer, was assassinated in Pakistan in 2011 as a British national, as to the best of his knowledge. His father held a UK passport. Aatish had come under heavy criticism from members of the ruling BJP as he had authored a piece in May for a Time magazine that accused Prime Minister Modi's government of following divisive policies. So we now know, viewers, what kind of a man he is and whose tune he is singing. If India under a BJP-led government, under the dynamic leadership of Modi, gives justice to Sushant and his family, the people who will be most affected will be Pakistan, Bollywood, some sections from the Mahavikas Aghadi, NGO activists, media, and several others, which means we viewers and the public supporting SSR, justice for SSR, are on the right track. Meanwhile, Siddharth Pitani applies for a bail. Siddharth Pitani, who was a former employee of actor Sushant Singh Rajput, was arrested in the drug case with the NCB, ongoing probe in the late actor's death, has applied for a bail. The NDPS Act Court is likely to hear his bail plea on June 16th. According to NCB, Pitani was arrested on May 28th from Hyderabad under Section 27A of NDPS Act 1985 for allegedly procuring drugs and helping the late actor get narcotics. Pitani's lawyer, Tariq Syed, has claimed that the charge is not applicable to his client as there was no evidence against him under that charge. Syed also said that Pitani is to get married on June 26. In 2019, Pitani came to Mumbai and stayed with Rajput for some time and worked on the actor's Dreams 150 project. Meanwhile, Remo D'Souza recalls his last conversation with Sushant Singh Rajput. The choreographer turned filmmaker recently recalled that the late actor wanted to do a dance film with him. He said that he still gets goosebumps thinking of the conversation. Speaking to a leading daily, Remo said that when Sushant had come on his show, Dance Plus, he had asked him to work on a dance film with him. Remo now wishes that they should have worked together. Recalling his last meet with Sushant, Remo revealed that the actor casually told him, "Sir, you know I'm a good dancer. Let's do a dance film together." Remo was also one of the judges of the fourth season of the dance reality show Jhalak Dikla Ja, of which Sushant was also a participant. Remo said that he was an amazing dancer and had seen the potential of a winner in him, but was surprised when he was declared the first runner up. Further praising Sushant's dance skills, Remo said that he always believed that either you're a born dancer or you're a trained dancer, but Sushant was a mix of both. He said that he owned the stage each time he stepped on it. Meanwhile, the NCB has seized 2.2 kilos of multi-strain cannabis buds collectively worth rupees 1 crore at the Foreign Post Office in South Mumbai, an official said on Thursday. The parcel of cannabis was sent from Whittier in Canada to Mumbai with emergency food supply, mentioned on the box, he said. The authorities of the Mumbai unit of the NCB have launched a search for the person who was to receive the parcel, he said. Based on specific inputs, the NCB conducted an operation on Tuesday at the Foreign Post Office, where they found a parcel of multi-strain buds of cannabis concealed in a blue carton box. The banned drug was kept in 5 silver packets with mounted house 05-day emergency food supply mentioned on the box. The price of these multi-strain buds or nuggets ranges between 5,000 to rupees 8,000 per gram in an illicit market, he said. The Foreign Post Office is located very close to the NCB's Mumbai zonal office in Ballad Estate area. The NCB registered a case in this connection, and the operation is to nab the person who was to receive it. Cannabis strains are either pure or hybrid varieties of the plant genus cannabis, officials said, adding that the varieties are developed to intensify specific characteristics of the plant or to differentiate the strain for the purpose of marketing or to make it more effective as a drug. Meanwhile, on the steps of Amir Khan and several others, Parineeti Chopra is enjoying a holiday in Turkey. I wonder why all these stars flock to Turkey. Is there something else that interests her? As fans asked Parineeti how she went to Turkey amid the pandemic and lockdown restrictions in India, she said, "I want to address this since most people are not able to travel from India. I have been outside the country since March. I'm lucky enough to be able to travel freely in these difficult times, and I'm not taking this blessing for granted." Why do we not believe you, Ms. Chopra? Meanwhile, a Chinese spy was arrested in Malda who confessed to smuggling 1,300 Indian SIM cards to China, used for hacking and financial fraud. Han, who has been a wanted criminal in India, has reportedly confessed smuggling as many as 1,300 Indian SIM cards procured by forging documents to China in the last 2 years. The Chinese spy named Yunwei Han, who is 36, was arrested by the border security forces of South Bengal for infiltration along the India-Bangladesh international border in West Bengal's Malda district on May 10th. These are some startling revelations after there were some startling revelations after hours of rigorous interrogation. 1,300 Indian SIM cards were smuggled to China by hiding it in undergarments. Han, who has been wanted and who has been a wanted criminal in India, has reportedly confessed smuggling as many as 1,300 SIM cards, Indian SIM cards procured by forging documents to China in the last 2 years. Interrogation also revealed that he and his associates used to hide the SIM cards in their undergarments to smuggle them out of India. These SIM cards were subsequently used by a gang of Chinese people to hack accounts and commit financial frauds, a suspected activity of the Chinese intelligence agency. The BSF, South Bengal Frontier, said in a statement, Han has been a wanted criminal, and upon thorough interrogation, shocking facts have come to the fore. He has so far taken around 1,300 Indian SIMs to China using fake documents from India. These SIMs were used to hack accounts and to carry out several kinds of financial frauds. Their purpose was to cheat people using SIM to get their money out of money transaction machines. Following the disclosure, officials have intensified the investigation and are working to find out more about these SIM cards. According to reports, the agencies have sought from these telecom operators to make a list of all the Indian SIM cards being operated from China since 2010. Han, a resident of Hubei in China, was arrested by the BSF when he tried to enter the country through the Indo-Bangla border in Malda district. One of his associates, Sun Yang, was arrested by the UP police earlier this year. When caught, Han was in possession of his Chinese passport with Bangladesh visa, an Apple laptop, two mobiles, a Bangladeshi, Indian, and two Chinese SIM cards, two pen drives, five money transaction machines, two ATM cards, and US, Bangladeshi, and Indian currency. According to the BSF, Han had first arrived in Dhaka on June 2 and had stayed with a friend. He then came to Sona Masjid in Bangladesh on June 8th and stayed there till June 10th, the day when he entered the Indian territory. A report by Z News suggests that the Blue Corner notice was also issued against Han ever since his business partner Jiang, who had sent him around 10 to 15 Indian SIM cards, was recently arrested by the UP Anti-Terrorism Squad. He then split the names of Han and his wife. A case was registered by the ATS against Han and his wife in Lucknow, because of which he could not procure an Indian visa. Han then procured a visa from Nepal and Bangladesh to enter India. Meanwhile, Kareena Kapoor plans to play the role of Sita in a retelling of Ramayana. The payment demanded by Kareena Kapoor is reported to have caused the filmmakers to reconsider their decision. Kareena Kapoor Khan has demanded 12 crores to play the role of Sita in a proposed movie on the Ramayana. The movie will depict the story of the Ramayana from Sita's point of view and had tentatively titled Sita the Incarnation. The proposed movie is to be directed by Alaukik Desai and has been written by K.V. Vijayendra Prasad of Bahubali fame. A source told Bollywood Hangama that Kareena will shoot for Veere the Wedding 2 and Hansal Mehta's film first because they are smaller films that will be completed in a month's time. Sita will need at least 8 to 10 months of prep, shoot, and production. So she'll be completely consumed by one film at that point. But Kareena also realizes that this will be her biggest magnum opus till date as its retelling of Ramayana from Sita's point of view. Kareena, who usually asks in the rate of 6 to 8 crores range for her films, has quoted a sum of 12 crores, which has put the producers in a tiff. In fact, right now, they are reconsidering their decision and also taking the film to a younger actress as well. But talks are on and Bebo remains the first choice. Earlier in March, Bollywood Hangama had reported that both the director and writer feel that Kareena will be apt for the role. A source had told them that she had loved the idea, and since she had the titular role, she will have majority of the screen space, unlike Adipurush and Ramayana 3D, where men dominated the frames. Kareena's team is now figuring out dates and remuneration for the same. Once the modalities are worked out, a formal announcement will be made. In case it doesn't work out with Kareena, then Alia is their second pick for the period saga. However, the payment demanded by the actress is reported to have caused the filmmakers to reconsider their decision. How on earth these people have the gall to get these actresses to play, characters that we revere from our Puranas? It's so strange. They can't get any other stories, and they are devoid of any scripts. A bankrupt, morally, corrupt Bollywood should be boycotted by all. Meanwhile, Twitter bends the knee after Nigeria bans the platform and begs for open discussion to address mutual concerns. A week after Nigeria banned Twitter from operating in the country, the social media giant seemed to have fallen in line as it made overtures to the Nigerian government for having open discussions to iron out mutual concerns existing between the two. In a tweet on Friday, Twitter said it has informed the Nigerian government of its readiness to have an open discussion to sort out the differences and see the service restored. Today marks 1 week since Twitter was blocked in Nigeria. We've informed the Nigerian government that we are ready to meet for an open discussion to address mutual concerns and see the service restored. We remain advocates for the free and open internet everywhere, a tweet posted by Twitter Public Policy said. The fence mending by Twitter was in sharp contrast to its earlier stand when it expressed deep concern over the suspension of its operations from Nigeria and held forth and held forth on access to free and open internet being an essential human right in modern society. Meanwhile, Digvijay Singh lies to Pakistani journalists that Kashmiri pundits benefited from reservation policies historically. In addition to promising the reintroduction of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, the Congress leader also peddled misinformation against Kashmiri pundits by saying the community enjoyed the benefits of reservation. On early Friday morning, a clubhouse conversation featuring Congress leader Digvijay Singh and a few Pakistani journalists went viral on the internet. During the conversation, the veteran Congress leader stirred the hornet's nest by hinting at the reintroduction of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, a special provision for the former state that was revoked by the Modi government in 2019. In the clubhouse conversation, Digvijay Singh openly said that if and when the Congress party returns to power at the center, they would revoke the decision taken by the Modi government to revoke the controversial Article 370. Essentially, Digvijay Singh admitted that the Congress government would treat Jammu and Kashmir as a separate entity from the rest of India. That's all the news for now, friends. Let me have a look at your comments as well. Yes, Viva, nobody's going to watch it. Not B.J.P, it's people who will boycott Bollywood. Yes, they are seeing the power of the public RD. Usha, welcome. Welcome, Jazz. Good evening, Nima. Good evening, Usha. Welcome. Thank you for joining, KV. Bhakti, welcome. Thank you, Lina. Adi, boycott Nyay, teaching them a lesson. Let's start aggressive campaign. We, the people, can boycott them totally and bring them to their knees. Yes, that's the spirit, Adi. KB, Jazz. Meenakshi Singh, avoid him. Who is he? Let's trend on Twitter, boycott. Yeah, yes. Snow, completely boycott druggies, Gutterwood, Bollywood. Welcome, Bindu. Justice for Sushant Parveen. Boycott Bollywood totally. Aparna, no one is going to see those movies and boycott Bollywood justice for SSR and all other murdered people by these mafia. Yes, Aparna. Aatish can get lost. Just KB. परवीन तहसीर का बिजनेस बंद हो गया है इसलिए शोर मचा रहा है एग्जैक्टली Lina, we miss you SSR in ways that not even words can understand. Good evening, Arinya. Snow, justice for Sushant. Don't pay any attention to foreign cryptos, jihadis. Yes. Aparna, Aatish is a Pakistani connection. Mafia Gunda. Yes. Parveen, Taseer ka pagal khana khane mein dakhil karwana chahiye. Absolutely. KB, justice for Sushant and Disha. Bhakti, justice for SSR and Disha and others. KB, we don't believe Taushif. Bollywood boycott Charsi Wood forever. Gyanendra, it shows that they had a link in Pakistan and Dubai. Also, Gyanendra, please note that see who is the most unhappy because of all this action being taken by the federal agencies and this government. It's clearly Pakistan. So, which means that all these Mahavikas Aghadi top people and the actors and the producers are all standing with Pakistan. They live in India and they supported our enemy country. I don't understand how they can do it. Shireen, his father never accepted parentage of the son for long. Crystal, that's true. They're only using this case for political reason. Nobody's caring about justice. All systems failed. Bhakti, very true. Nature's way, Aatish and Bollywood are jumping out of frustration. Dr. Pushpalata, good evening. Always look forward. Thank you, Pushpalata, for your feedback. Gloria, welcome. KB, emergency food supply of druggy wood, great work by NCB. Yes. Shivanand, good evening to both of you. We are with you. Thank you. Dakshit, guys, you need to boycott Kangana Ranaut. She's the epitome of evilness. She, ever since she took a U-turn, Dakshit, we are not, actually with her. KB, why does everyone try to escape from Bengal-Bangladesh border? Is it an easy route to flee by greasing few palms or what? What do you think, Minima? See, KB, it could be, this is what I had also assumed earlier. They did say that the BSF could be, corrupt in that area. But now that they've got this Chinese, spy, I'm sure, see, they are strict. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got them. Good evening, Meenaji. Joining late. One more movie named Shashank is coming soon, produced by no other than a Rathod character who took Ria to see SSR. Oh, is it? Yalmo, boycott Bollywood forever. Yes, justice for SSR. Uma, so sick. Have these actresses for Sita's role? Yes. They didn't get any other roles. Shameless Kareen, Timur ki Katiyama. Agam. This man, Digvijay and Manisha Karaya, can be given a safe passage out of India. No one will regret. Absolutely, Uma. Useless people. I don't know why we even feed them. Priya, boycott Bollywood. Absolutely. Sanjat, movies and newspapers have used in the past to make the judges subconsciously biased towards particular narratives instead of being neutral when the case runs in the court. Yes, this has been going on. JJM, I like your eyeglass. Thank you. Priya, how characterless heroines play Sita. This is what they're trying to do, Priya. They're trying to irritate us because we know the kind of characters Sita and Draupadi and all are. So, when you get all these, Charsi heroines trying to play them, our blood starts to boil. Badhiya, badhiya. Please, ma'am, activate the subtitle, please. Let me check it out, BB. Shivanand, the people who make Sita with any of those actors will become beggars. Mark my words. Yes, hopefully. I mean, I just got at the tail end, going to refresh and watch. Felt so, feel so heavy-hearted as tomorrow is approaching. All the bad news is aggravating situation more. Don't worry, Nisha. I'm sure things will change and we will have something to look forward to. Lalita, good evening, Lalita. How are you? Badhiya, badhiya. Please, ma'am, activate. Yes, we'll look at that, BB. Dipendra, watching from Nepal. Welcome, Dipendra. Uma, why are we short of an actress to play Indian mythological roles? We can never accept or associate ourselves with people like Ali and Karina in Sita and Draupadi's role. Why are they imposing them? See, Uma, here it's very clear that they, support actresses who play their game. You see, this whole underworld and these politicians and Bollywood producers are all hand in glove, and only those who cooperate with them, be it Jacqueline or be it Karina or be it Alia Bhatt, they will only give them roles. If you've realized, Uma, if you watch ads, you'll only see Alia. You mean to say in India there's only one model for all the brands? There is one. There are agencies like Cornerstone, which gives these ads to certain people. And why are these certain people given these ads? You only see Kohli. Are there no other cricketers? So it's all it's a conspiracy. To give it to the people who cooperate with them. Lalita, watching from South Africa, welcomes Lalita. Roop, Scorpio, what a fake Bollywood world we are living in. Sad people in disguise. Bindu, very informative section. Sad to see so many doubting Sushant's diaries. They cannot defeat us. There, we have to stand by Deepti ji. See, Bindu, see, the best thing is, you just allow barking dogs to bark. Believe what you think is right. And as you read, see, she's just unfolding each slide. You are intelligent enough to understand what is right and what is wrong. The more it is revealed, the more you will know that, see, whether the diary is actually true or not. So totally depend on yourself. Tripti, I'm waiting for Monday to hear. Absolutely. Thank you, Neha, for joining. Jaspreet, today is the Black Tea in the SSR case because all the conspiracy was started 12th night and continued till 13th late night. The culprits were planning to murder Sushant. They should be hanged. Yes. Neha, hello, Meena. Love your way of presenting. Very calm and composed and interactive. Thank you, Neha, and thank you for joining. It means a lot to me. Dr. Pushpalata, feeling more emotional, disheartening after knowing about his hard drives. Yes. God bless. Any news on 13th or 14th from the agencies? No. Dhruv, what else can we expect from Bollywood or from people like Aatish? Yes. Funny thing is, these Bollywood people keep posting about their future project, but who's going to watch? Yeah, and they're also testing waters, Anuradha. See, they're just trying to see what's in your mind, and then from that they will start doing things. For example, you remember that movie in which Akshay acted? Was it Lakshmi Bomb? You won't believe it. The number of times they revised it, listening to people's opinion and anger and all that, they kept on changing the movie and the movie's title also. This is what you should do. Make sure that you make them upset, stressed out, and finally say that we're not going to watch your movie. Soumya, when is the dirty politics stop in Indian film? Soumya, you know very well that the Mahavikas Aghadi is a very corrupt party, so unless they go, we won't know. Ni ma'am, since 1 year waiting for justice for SSR and cannot concentrate on anything else. But nothing is happening. Our only hope, Lord Shiva now. Love from Malaysia. If you believe in Lord Shiva, I'm sure we will get justice. Nihai. Dr. Pushpalata, when we'll stop discussing about Bollywood, that will be real boycott, yes. Nima, I remember PK of Amir Khan, where they disrespected our Shiva so much. Our Hindu religion is picturized in different ways, and ignorant youngsters believe films that are religion biased. Yes. Tripti, oh my gosh, also from Akshay. Yes. Bindu, yes, ma'am. Thank you. I believe Sushant and you. Thank you, Bindu. Dhruv, it seems Pitani is so desperate to marry, so I can suggest one thing to him. Riya is coming to join you. You can go forward. KB is badly thinking of whatever happened with our dear Sushant last year. These days, Mahakal will give us justice, I'm sure. Om Namah Shivaya. Girish, via Girish, Bollywood thinks crime is like dynamite, which happens at a distance and not going to harm you. But wait, their conscience will pierce them like a fiery sword. Absolutely, Girish. Yes. So thank you, friends. Since it's a Saturday, please have a relaxing day, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you on Monday with Deepti for the 6th session of the SSR readings. I hope justice will be done in a cosmic way. Yes, fit art. Thank you and good night, friends. This is one more. Let's see what that is. Nityananda, Nitya Nanditananda. I was wanting to watch an old Malayalam film of Mohanlal. I usually read its plot on Wiki, realized it was an early precursor to anti-Brahmin, anti-Hindu. Yes. So, Soumya, I'm just thinking, how can a girl even marry? Yes, this is what keeps coming to my mind, Soumya. How can a woman marry a man like him? Thank you, Bhakti. Eagerly waiting, Roops. Maria, good evening from Doha. The diaries are not with CNI. Thank you. Priya. Dr. Pushpalata, the day these Bolivians will be totally ignored by people, that will be a real boycott. Yes. Thank you, ma'am, and good night. Thank you, friends. So I'll see you on Monday with Deepti Pinati, on the next part of the SSR diary readings. Good night.